Welcome to the Pedestal White Society. My name is Frail. Let's talk about the power of silence. Now, I do not mean the silent treatment where you go around just ignoring the other person and instead of addressing your problems, you just act like they don't exist or you're just waiting on that other person to address the problem. I'm talking about the power of silence and when it's needed and what situation it will be needed for. First dates. How about this? All dates. We have to know that there is power in our silence. There's feminine power in our silence. We have to know when to be quiet and not over explain. The thing is, once you have told him exactly what you wanted to tell him, instead of going with, but this is what happened, but this is the next thing, and the next thing, and then you continue to pile on when you have over explained yourself and your position. Know when to be quiet and stand firm in what you have told him. There's power, there's feminine power in being silent and being quiet. Another thing that's very useful in silence is being able to be in your feminine energy. The thing about it is when we are, let's say it's escalated. Let's just talk about this. Let's say it's escalated. Let's say that he is out of pocket and he is yelling, he is screaming, he is acting a darn fool. What we can do instead of trying to match energy to energy, we can stop the escalation and just be quiet. There is no reason to go back and forth with him. There's no reason to even have a conversation because it is obvious that he has lost his mind. And if he's lost his mind, there's no reason for you to lose yours. So you can actually prevent a situation from escalating by just being quiet. Because people being quiet and removing yourself from the situation, especially if he is out of pocket and out of line, you can remove yourself from the situation and be quiet and exit stage left so it doesn't escalate. So we have to know when matching energy is not the way to go in this situation. Even the more that you've been in a relationship, the longer that it lasts, then you know there's going to be certain situations that come up where you have to be quiet because that is going to actually relay a message better than you trying to communicate that. In relationships, most of the time they're told you just talk it out. Sometimes too much talking can actually escalate a situation. Sometimes it is best to be quiet. Sometimes I say he hurt your feelings instead of just reiterating that he hurt your feelings or he makes you feel a certain way. Sometimes in the moment and being present in your body, it is best just to be quiet. It's best to be quiet to relay that he hurt your feelings versus having to talk it out all the time. We get ourselves in trouble when we want to always communicate everything. Some things can be said very well with your energy and being able to pull back and be quiet and not allowing the situation to escalate. The power of being silent is something that we need to realize. It also helps us to actually show a bit of vulnerability. Because when you aren't trying to match energy or go toe to toe or go word for word with him and you're being quiet, you're not escalating the situation, there's a vulnerability piece that you're going to be able to reveal to him. He's going to show that it will show that you're vulnerable in that situation and that maybe he might not need to go down this path with you because it's showing that you're very vulnerable and it may hurt your feelings. So be aware of the power of silence. Being quiet also shows that you're listening, that you're paying attention, that you're an active listener. The thing is, we have to realize we live in a world where everybody is not talking. There aren't as many face-to-face interactions as there used to be in the past. So a lot of people are lacking in that social activity, that social interaction that most human beings need, because we are social creatures and we need to socialize because it actually helps our mental health. So we have to realize that when you are a great listener and you know how to be quiet, this shows that they are being listened to. It creates a genuine connection and builds trust. And being quiet in the moment can give you that space so you don't make a mistake. And what I mean by that, maybe you're new to dating, maybe you just broke up with your boyfriend. Y'all know I hate that word because I don't do them. I've never had one since high school, so I don't know anything about that. But maybe you just broke up with your boyfriend, or he broke up with you, or you had something happen, and he's asking you a question that could be an issue, and you might just walk right on into it. Instead of you walking into it, you take that time just to be quiet in that moment. It helps you get back in your body, and it prevents you from saying something that you wouldn't normally say. It gives you that space to calm your nerves, get back in your body, and then you can come from an authentic space versus coming from anxious or confusion, which actually leads to you saying the wrong thing on the day. And not only that, being quiet in that moment helps you to self regulate. Who would have figured? Being quiet gives you that space to self-regulate your emotions, so you're not spewing things that maybe you're not saying something that isn't, or you're not putting your foot in your mouth. Maybe you're not doing things that you normally would be doing because you're in an emotional state. Maybe he says something. Maybe he says something about your dress. Maybe he says something about your hair. Maybe he says something about where you walk. The thing is, you get that space to self-regulate, to get your emotions under control. And it helps you become more emotionally intelligent in that moment of silence. Being silent helps you get back in your body and to self regulate so you can realize, well, maybe you didn't mean it that way. Because we have to realize everybody isn't coming from up for us. We have to realize that maybe what they said was not what they meant to say. Think about it. Even on this channel, sometimes y'all, I have put my foot in my mouth and it came across meaning something that I didn't mean for it to say. And so I do also. I'm not above it and I'm not beyond it. But the thing is, being quiet, being able to sit in your body, it helps you to self regulate so you don't put your foot in your mouth. And it also helps you to self regulate so you don't come off as super emotional, or you don't come off as super judgmental, or you don't say something you don't mean to say, or you don't take something that wasn't meant in that manner. So make sure that we harness the power of silence. I think being the feminine energy being, a feminine power is silence. It's knowing when to utilize it, not to utilize it as a weapon, not to utilize it to run from our problems, not to use it as a silent treatment, but to utilize it in a way that's going to be beneficial overall to our healthy relationship. And always remember, lady, stay up, Pastor White. Bye.